Nick. Oh,
Yeah.
nice introduction.
Guess what? Guess what? I failed again. But you know what? The good thing is that Dor did actually hear that André made a very nice compliment to me.
Yeah.
But no one else did because I forgot like to unmute ourselves.
Ah, see, but there are also people in the chat recognizing that your hair looks awesome today.
It does, right? I just said that I look so cute. We can go on and talk 2 hours about my hair if you guys have to. I mean, that would be my dream.
When are you starting your influencer makeup style, hairstyle career? How do you call this kind of streams?
You mean the beauty influence?
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much is like the strongest game that I can bring on. So I guess that is not the career that I should go for.
Oh, you should.
Good.
Telling us about the magic of concealer, but that's not why we're here today.
Yeah, concealer doesn't work very good for me. This is why I always wear glasses that you actually don't see like the dark circles under my eyes. Not because I need them, just to hide stuff actually. So yeah, you're right. Don't let's not talk about makeup because I also feel that you're not very experienced in makeup, and you know what should we talk then about? I mean,
yeah, what's on the plate for today on the menu?
On the menu. So for today you're getting right and straight to the point, André.
No, I'm just curious, and I guess people here in the chat are curious as well to get to know what's happening today. Which great games are we going to talk about and play and see? Have fun with the developers.
So you know what? Today's show is about award scores. So we picked 2 games that both won like several awards. 2 games, right? 2 games, 2 complete different games. Just saying that. And we're actually having 2 Let's Plays. This is the first time that we are having 2 Let's Plays. And
really? Yeah, you're right.
I am right. Yeah, that is the first time that we're doing
That's
2 Let's Plays. And our first guest is Dorba from Israel, and the studio is called Play Games. He was also participating in the devcom indie area last year. He was part of, the Queen Virtual WNRW. I missed. I failed. I'm sorry.
NRW Green
NRW devcom NRW Green Virtual Indie Expo 2020.
Yes.
That is such a great name, especially for Instagram and all that social stuff. Hashtag. Yeah, and you know what? Because I guess that our viewers can already hear Dor, but not see him. Let's bring him into the show.
Yes, please.
So that is my magic finger. Let me see if I can actually push the right button. I can. Hello, Dor. It's so good to have you.
Good to meet you. I will pretend we didn't speak and meet for half an hour before that.
I mean, I try to ignore the most of the stuff that you just, told us the 30 minutes before, because we were talking a lot about Corona and how the Corona situation is in Israel. And you know what, you folks out there, it's actually very good in Israel right now, right? Because most people are already vaccinated and already got the second shot, planning like weekend getaways.
Lucky you.
I'm so happy for you. Really. Can't say that often enough. I'm so happy for you, Dor. Let's talk about your game, okay?
Yeah, let's do that. Although we can continue speaking about your hair if you like. I mean...
Yeah, that's my favorite topic.
I know. And if I may say, that curls are coming back to the fashion. So...
Good. Yeah. Now you got me a bit out of concept, just to be very honest. Just a little bit. I would just start again from the beginning. Welcome, Dor. It's so good to have you here.
Hi, good to be here.
You know what? Because I think that most of our viewers actually don't know you. Maybe it would be a good idea to start with a little introduction of yourself.
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you. So my name is Dor, the co-founder for the for Clay Play. We worked about the game Tiny Money, claymation adventure game. So we worked on it for a couple of years, and we participated some interesting game conferences, and had really interesting experience with it.
Like you
And
won
yeah,
some awards,
maybe I would.
right?
Sorry.
Like, you know, you won some awards on the conferences. So I guess, yeah, that was, I guess, also like an interesting experience, right?
Well, yeah, you can call that an amazing experience.
And you are based in Israel. And I must admit, I pretty much don't know a lot about the indie scene, the indie gaming industry in Israel.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
We're quite curious about that because I mean, as far as I know, Israel is more famous for like, yeah, for not for indie games, let's say it like that, but more for the startup scene or
A lot of tech
doing
stuff.
yeah doing tech stuff and not really indie games.
So actually, in Israel, there's a very strong support, at least from groups inside of Israel. It's not a government support, but more
Ah,
of
okay.
a community support that is surprisingly good. I mean, there is Gamies, that is an organization that that makes a lot, well, when they could, makes a lot of game conventions, um, and have so many topics and meetings. If it's a game, if it's just for indie games, or if it's for game art or whatever, and it's so vibrant, and it was so amazing. And I actually met our developer there at one of the meetings, that he just liked what we do, and he joined
Okay.
us. His name was Ariel Bluman, and he worked on the code for Tiny Money. So it's a very fertile ground to be an indie developer in Israel, just for the kind of network that you are
Okay.
getting.
I mean,
But
André, have you ever been on any, you know, game conference in Israel?
no, sadly
Huh.
no. There were some opportunities because there was once a tour organized by the economic ministry here in Berlin, where there was the opportunity to go to Israel, but sadly missed out, couldn't join. But I definitely, I mean, because I met quite some people from Israel that are that are showcasing their games around the world or that are part of the game industry. But sadly, I never had the chance to go there. But I'm really eager to do this one day, especially if everyone is mentioning that there's a very vibrant scene on making games.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I have to say, I came basically from animation. I
Yeah,
came from this was my background, and the way that this industry sucked me in, it's
yeah.
just because it's how much of a support that it gives.
So, for my understanding, and also, you know, asking for the viewers, just to get that right, you're not like a classic game developer, right? You are actually a person that help me out now.
Stop motion artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you I mean, you said that you know, you just, you know, went around and met some people, and so one came to another, but I guess there must have been the idea of Tiny Money, of that game beforehand somewhere in your brain, because otherwise, it's not like you meet a person and are like, oh, you know what? Now that I met you, I have like a complete cool idea about making a game. I mean, did you actually, how to say that, enforced to meet the right people to be able to produce that game, or was it really more like, oh, I met that person and I found him so cool that I thought, oh, let's make a game together? So how did actually the idea start about Tiny Money?
Okay, so about the developer, we met after we had the graphic materials already, and we were invited to speak about how we are making this kind of process for a game in claymation, and we met him during this convention, and it was Mentors yearly meeting conference, and it's a school for gaming in Israel that is also very very special, working specifically on games.
Yeah.
And we met there, and I was just in a state of mind that I'm gonna speak to everyone about this need that we have for a developer, and it will come. Uh, if you need something, this is really something that I knew. If you have a community, then you just need to speak about your position and your needs, and it will come around.
But you had the idea. I mean, when you study stop motion, I guess you studied that, or animations. Then usually I would imagine that you start out as that you have an idea of making a short movie or something out of that with animation. When was the tipping point when you said, no, actually this is better technology, or that's better stuff that I could use to make a game?
Well, I remember the game Neverhood, which was also a point and click game that was made completely with plasticine.
Yeah.
The one that Doug Apples made with DreamWorks, and as a stop motion artist, I looked at it and I remembered it from then as such a beautiful game that is nowhere around. And I said to myself, you know what, I can do something that looks like that. And I really think it's not enough that you have games like that. And I decided to make it.
I have a question. But did you had experience in doing that clay figures before, or did you completely learn? Have you been a beginner, or how did you? Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of videos. I mean, okay, you know what? Let me start again. The thing is that I actually stalked you a bit in the internet because I wanted to know what you're actually doing all day long. And so I did see a lot of your videos, and I did see a lot of your work that you do with the clay figures. And I was wondering if there is like, are you going to do like an official training to be a master of clay puppets, or how does that actually work? And did you just learn that skills for actually making the game, or have you been doing that before already? And you know what, I have so many questions, and I'm also thinking about actually sharing my screen so we can talk and watch some of the videos that you put online of your work at the same time.
Very good idea. So people get to know what we're talking about.
What we're actually talking about.
What the hell is claymation?
What the hell is claymation, right? I thought so as well, that this could be a nice idea. So let me see. I got so many nice buttons. I think that should work.
Yes.
Yes, because if I tap out now. Huh. So this is how it starts, that you're actually making like graphics, or
Can you do it full screen?
Yeah, this is the character design, and here you can see how I build the puppet. But what comes after that?
I just started again.
So you can actually see the process. It's on glass. You have the green screen beneath it, and I'm photo shooting it above. And this is a part that is not a classic way to work on stop motion, but it's a very efficient way to insert photo shooted graphics into Unity and to work on inside of a game engine, in a way that you don't need so many photographs in order to actually make animation, and it's much lighter.
But I read something on your homepage that you need approximately about 1,000 pictures for 1 minute of this, right? So when this is the solution for not having that many pictures,
Right. And this is actually
what is the actual number then? What would you actually need for a minute?
okay. So for this specific animation, I needed one picture, and it sounds mind blowing, but yeah, this is some kind of it's clay graphics, and it's only one picture, this specific one. But it's something that it's different from what we did in Tiny Money.
Yeah.
It's not from Tiny Money. This picture. It's just technology that we're trying to work with in order to make the process more efficient. But in Tiny Money, we actually made as many pictures as needed. The trailer that you're just watching is exactly
Hi,
that. It's
I'm
25 frames per
I might be
second. It
pretty
means
small, but
all these
one thing I
pictures
believe is that
are
if
over
I'll
there.
play by the rules, I'm gonna be big
So
one
that
day.
is not virtually animated
You
somehow.
see,
That is a
in my
real
world, your size is directly related to
short
the
movie
size of your
then made
bank
out of
account.
clay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's not exactly it's not exactly made as a short movie because the movements and everything that you see is actually from the game. Everything is playable.
Yeah.
So it's also from like walk cycle loops that are cut out from the green screen, that you will be able to use it in the game. And yeah, so everything is made already for the game to be
But isn't
playable.
that also not the future of clay of short movies made out of clay? If you combine, I don't know, the classical technology of taking photos and animating everything by hand and combining it with the technology of animating stuff in Unity and then combining it, I could imagine that this would save some time.
Right. I mean, you do have some scenes that you don't have to have all these pictures. Um, well, I think especially when you have motions that are very small or motions that take long, but you don't need a lot of angles from the characters or from whatever you're making. So this is a very good way to do that. But if you want to do something very expressive and
Yeah.
very rich, so you have to do all the pictures. But you do have a possibility to play with it.
I was kind of not listening to you guys because I watched actually the trailer. So I have some questions which you might already have answered. Did I understand it right? I think you did already answer that. That the first trailer that we saw is it's not Tiny Money. It's another game you're working on, or I read something about a second game or a new game that you're working on. But let's not talk about this. But in this game, whatever project, let's call it project, you use that new technology that allows you to only actually shoot one picture but animate that one picture for like the whole game or the whole scene or whatever. But for Tiny Money, you did actually produce for every motion one picture, right? Which means you produce a ton of pictures and a ton of like little clay puppets.
Yeah.
How many people are working in your team? How many people did work on the Tiny Money production?
So Tiny Money was pretty small. It was pretty tiny. Me, my associate Shachar Peters,
Excuse me.
and Ariel Blumen, our code.
Like 3
Our
person.
developer.
And you did all the clay puppets by yourself.
Well, it was separated. I designed the puppets. I built some of them. Shachar they did the casts. He also worked on the After Effects and worked on the buildings, the sets, and we did have this kind of division. We divided in a way that was smart for us.
How long did it take actually?
2 years.
Wow.
2 years only.
Only. Yeah.
Only. I'm surprised.
Well, we worked on it as part of our finals degree in Sapir College. So also it had the process of working on the script for a while, and we actually worked on a bigger scale, and that will come. So it's not that we worked on this small piece and this took the 2 years. We actually worked on the longer version.
But the game is not done yet, or is it available? No.
No.
Yeah.
Just a playable vertical slice, and we do have plans and characters for the future episodes. Not all of them, of course, but for a bigger scale.
Okay, sorry, André.
Yeah, but so it's going to be released as episodic content. No. So,
No.
So when is the release going to happen?
Thanks for asking.
Okay, it's a great question. We are looking for investment in order for it to be able to release.
Okay.
It will be a long. It will be a very. It's a very ambitious project, and we'll need more than us three in order to make it in a reasonable time.
Yeah. Is there any, I mean, we have been briefly talking about that before, but is there any funding or something like that you could receive within Israel? Or, from the Israel Game Association, any programs like that?
Not at the moment, I'm afraid. I wish there was, but we don't have this kind of plans in Israel, and especially not a funded one. Just mental support and community for the moment, I'm afraid.
And a lot of sunshine.
And a lot of sunshine.
Yeah. Now I remember that I got so burned the last and first time I was in Israel. I was like Mr. Crab. Like so red. I mean, you just mentioned that there is like a playable vertical slice, and you know what? Surprisingly, this show is called Vertical Slice. And I already played the playable version, and I'm very, I'm happy that I did try it before, because I can be so stupid when it comes like to logical stuff, like preparing a cup of coffee. That is, a task where I can fail very hard, and I needed some time to figure it out. So,
but you made it.
I made it. I did. And you know what? I think I will just start a game, and you guys can go on talking, and I will show the others, like our viewers, what Tiny Money is actually about.
I have to say to your defense that it's not very easy to make a proper cup of coffee.
Yeah. Obviously not, because there seem to be a lot of different ways to make a coffee, and like the order of the ingredients, it seems to be different from country to country. I would never put in first the milk.
Never put in the mug before?
The milk. What? Milk. Let's go. Let's dive into the game, and then people can actually see what I'm talking about, and then I can actually just say what I thought in that moment about the game. Okay. You guys can go on talking, by the way. It's not like you need to wait for me until I figured everything out here.
So I'm curious, Dor. You mentioned, you need some more time to work on this. What's then? I mean, you worked 2 years on this project already, and you still need someone who is investing into this game to finish it and everything. I mean, there were no. I guess at this time it was difficult to I mean, how did you finance
Hi,
yourself
I'm
in
Keith.
these 2 years? Did you do some
I
work
might
on
be
the
pretty
side,
small,
or how
but
did you
one thing
finance
I
your work?
believe
Where did
is
you
that
live
if
from
I'll play by
meanwhile?
the rules, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
big one
so
day.
as I said,
You see, in my
I was in
world,
college in
your size is directly related to
this
the
time.
size of your bank
Yeah.
account.
So I did had a scholarship that helped through this time, and yeah, we did work for 2 years, but really a lot of it was the research of how to make something like this happen.
Yeah.
And I think that this is this was the main time-consuming thing to actually understand how to create characters that are built for specifically for games, and how to make it look really like plasticine and painted in this way.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks amazing. I mean, Astrid, you're in the game right now.
I am in the game right now.
Yeah.
I am in the game right now, and I want to. You know what? I would just explain the viewers a bit what the game is about. So you are playing the main character Pete, which is this very cute person right here, and the game, as it is called Tiny Money, is, as I understood it, right? I hope so. Is like getting to your daily life, right, Dor, and doing a lot of tasks, and the more money you earn with the tasks, the bigger you get. So less money means everything is very small. A lot of money, everything gets very big. And since I'm at the very beginning, I don't have any cash. You see, I'm very small, and my task now is to prepare a cup of coffee. And I'm so glad I figured it out before. And this is not so embarrassing for me right now. So, you see, we have a very little Maokai here. It's so funny. We have different stuff that we can use. We got the sugar crate here, we got coffee, we got, what is it? A water boiler. And we also have our little equipment here, which we will need later. So I would just start now, because now that I know how it works.
You have all the cheats.
I do. Do I? You know what? I forgot if I start with coffee or with sugar, but I would just try out.
It doesn't really matter, and you know what? I wouldn't go for the milk at the beginning. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, me neither. But that was the first that I figured out. Ta-da! Did you use real coffee beans here actually? Because it looks so real.
Yeah. These are real coffee beans.
And how about the animation cycle of the protagonist? So I guess moving, that is just a cycle. But when he pulls the handle, for example, is that then animated and hand animated, or yeah, okay.
Yeah, everything is hand animated in Tiny Money.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, the walk cycle, it repeats itself. You didn't have like a 10-minute walk cycle. There must be some repetition inside of that, you know?
Right.
That's what I mean.
Right, of course. And so, yeah, of course, we didn't make a walk cycle for 10 minutes. We did just have the time needed, and we move it around.
Uh-huh.
So now comes my favorite part.
You need several more beans or what to be able
No, but I need all ingredients to do a coffee. Like I need the beans, I need the sugar, I need the milk. So wait for it. Now comes my, really, that is my, I think that is my second favorite part actually. Watch the cow. Merp. That is so funny. I found it so funny. Let's bring in the milk.
How do you do that with I mean, okay, the milk actually is not milk, but this is also clay. So the animations, this all needs to be, okay. I answered the question myself.
Yeah, but how it's made is actually not so straightforward as you would believe, because the milking part was made from 3 different animations. It was the cow itself that is getting milked is one. and the effect of the milk coming out is the second.
Yeah.
And the barrel was also a different one. So we used the different layers in the
The
software
fire
called
seems
the
weak.
Dragon Frame, and over there we combined in a way that I can see the borders
Yep,
where
that's a cow.
everything is,
Yeah.
and I just used the green plasticine in order to keep things in place and to be able to cut it out and stuff like that.
Okay. So
Can we
green
quickly-
clay that works as a green screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we quickly, please? Can we quickly? Because this is now my favorite part so far. I find it hilarious. So
That we
I'm
need as
so
well?
glad that I got. Yeah, I need that because my fire is not. My fire is too low, and I can't boil the water. So I need to heat it
Some
up.
organic substance.
Yeah. Some organic substance. That's good.
Yeah. So ka-ching, ka-ching.
You know what?
Nice.
You
And there
get
comes
up
my
early,
coffee.
You go to work,
Ta-da.
come back in the evening, and get a paycheck. Isn't it great?
The music is also very cute. Not sure if you guys can actually hear the music. I do.
Yeah, it's
Oh, oh my
our
kidding.
our musician Geva was doing an amazing job with the music.
That is also very hilarious. Wait for it.
You're fired.
Plop. That is so cute.
Your colleagues are also all little tiny persons, or what? Are you playing different?
Yeah. You also have colleagues that are small, and this is exactly the thing. It's a hierarchy. Where you have your colleagues where they are small as you, maybe even smaller, and you have the big people, the rich, the managers that are big and maybe even huge. And you have really small people, as small as a germ, as an amoeba, as a virus these days.
As Pete. I mean, Pete starts out very small, right?
Right, exactly. And it's something that I didn't have the time to create. Well, I did create, but I didn't have the time to make it in a playable build yet.
Yeah.
But Pete has also a clock, and in this clock there is a person that tells him what the hour is. So
Oh no! So even Pete is so small. There is a smaller person that works for Pete in his clock.
right.
That is so cute.
Inception somehow. Okay.
Oh man, that is so cute. I thought that Pete would be like the tiniest person, but then he's not.
No, if you go back to the frame where you can see his house, can you do that?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay. Wait. Need to start everything again, but of course I can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
You can do it.
Hi, I'm Pete.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
Might be pretty
Fun.
small.
Can you stop
but
there?
one
No,
thing
because I
believe
started the
is that
game and
if
not the
I'll play by
trailer.
the rules,
Oh
I'm gonna
no!
be big one day.
You can see the door in the clock. Can you see that?
But you know
Size is
what? We
directly
have enough
related
time
the
to
size
just
of your bank
Yeah.
account.
start over again.
We have so much time. Abundant.
So, wait, but
Do
here
our
is
classes in class if we have a lot of time.
here is the right thing. Nope. Go back again.
Ah, this is the trailer. Perfect.
That is the trailer. Here I can actually stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the option?
Hi, I'm Pete.
Right. Okay. Also here, can you see?
Yeah.
Here's the clock. There little. How is what is the name of that little person that is living in that clock?
How you call it? The profession?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe a watchman?
A
Yes,
watchman.
it's the watchman.
It's the watchman.
But that is the tiniest
Night
person
watch.
then within the game.
What?
That is the tiniest person then in the game, or does the watchman also
No.
have someone who is smaller doing some task for him?
No, he couldn't wake Pete up to work, and he was late because he also has a person in his watch and it didn't wake him up.
No.
Oh, I see. So it's a never-ending story, and if one of that watchmen actually fail, Pete is going to be late, right?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Pete. Oh, poor Pete.
Watches these days.
How did you do this with the lighting regarding Pete? I mean, is this some shader you put on top of that in Unity, or how does this work out to make the lighting according to the scene where it's actually living in or moving in?
Well, so he was just in a kind of general lighting that I use for everything for the moment. It is possible to use shaders for different scenes, but for the ones that I already did, it didn't change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I used the same lighting, just something that is soft enough so it will fit different scenes.
Okay.
Is Pete actually wearing undies with like dollar signs printed on it?
Well,
Can we quickly talk about that? Who decided? Who decided about the decoration?
He has so many kinds of underwear. If you could see two types of his underwear already. The second type is when he's going to shower.
Yeah.
I'll play by the rules.
Let's go shower.
One day.
Oh, stop, Big! Are you kidding me? It's like Pete obviously. Try it again. Pete obviously doesn't have any issues with like self-conscience, whatever. Pete feels fierce. Like big. Okay, I see.
Yeah, you can see what he dreams of in the night.
Yeah, I mean, he says like, you know what? You get up in the morning, you go to work, you do that shit stuff, and then you get your paycheck. That's what he actually says, right?
Yeah.
Poor Pete. Poor Pete. You know what? I really like my job. I feel bad for Pete that he doesn't.
Are there some more games that worked as an inspiration for you that you played before where you said, okay, this could be something that I would love to replicate, or it should be the same style? Because actually there are not that many games I remember that use this kind of mix of stop motion technique and gaming technology.
Yeah, so you're right. There aren't many of these, and the one that was my inspiration is Neverhood. It's pretty much the only one from claymation, but I also took inspiration from the Monkey Island, most from the type of dialogues and the irony and how funny it was. And we also took inspiration from Machinarium, which was very dystopian and it fits the kind of dystopian world that we wanted to present.
Mm-hmm. Do you know Trüberbrook by any chance from Germany, the game?
Oh, that is such a hard name for everyone that is not in Germany or born as a German or does speak like perfectly German. Trüberbrook.
Trüberbrook. That's the first game from Germany that used some real. They used film technology. They built a real setup, took photos of that, and then have all the gameplay happening or the adventure gameplay happening within real built, modeled backgrounds.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, maybe open it up, Astrid, for a second, so we can show something to Dor to take some more.
Hey,
Because
Dora, it's so nice to have you here. Let's show you some Germans.
it's just
Let's
like
watch some YouTube together.
Yeah, we
no,
can actually watch the trailer together because
yes, that,
Truba Prog is also a very nice game.
no, and this also leads to a question which I can't explain. They were always pushing like they're using technology of photogrammetry. And I have no clue. This is actually mapping something onto something. I'm not a coder myself, but it just looks like something comparable. And I thought maybe you're using some kind of same technology as well.
Ah, you want to sneak some background knowledge here. I see, André. Yeah, yep, I'm checking for the trailer. Give me a second.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they also received quite some prizes on it. So you are in this together, as you also received some awards. But yeah, because it's such a new thing to combine these kind of technologies that everyone who sees it is quite astonished, I would say.
It's very interesting because you don't see a lot of claymation games, and considering the kind of the amount of artists of claymations that there are, and it's not a few. You learn this in animation class in many places.
It's also not claymation that they're using. It's just like the mix of real models or something that you have built and use this as a background. So they are not made
You
of
can
clay.
see the tree, for instance, right?
Oh, I heard of it.
Yeah.
I heard of it. I've seen something from this. Yeah.
Like,
So I'm not sure whether they're using clay or whatever it is what they're using there for, but it's all like taking photographs of real setup stuff they built and then add animation technology on top of that.
I think there is also some. It seems maybe a little bit 3D, or maybe it's scanned
Yeah,
beforehand.
I think that's photogrammetry, whatever it is. Maybe there's anyone in the chat who knows how to explain what photogrammetry is.
And come here. Yeah.
I have no idea what it means.
Oh, Susie.
Yeah, but how do I mean, usually when you said you're looking for people who are going to who want you are looking for a publisher that is going to invest into the game, into the company, is it difficult to convince do business people see this more as a piece of art than a valid business model, something like that? I mean, it's hard to convince them of the possibilities over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to convince them that that it looks good and that
Yeah.
it feels. But the question of will it bring money? It's a question that you need to answer with the not a lot of data that
Yeah.
there is on this type of games, that you can almost never see.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of comparisons to make in order to make, okay, so here is a game that did exactly that, and it brought this amount of money, and now I can it's not another Fortnite. It's something that is that is different, and point and click games are not known for their um, for being a dollar machine.
Yeah.
But it is something that is able for many years to produce um, products that are like byproducts. For example, if you can see the Neverhood was not a very successful game at the time because of the outburst of 3D and different many other questions, but it is still something that sells a lot of byproducts, and this is something to consider it when you're making something that is very artistic and has a strong story.
Yeah.
That it will live not just from the game itself, but also by the IP.
Yeah. So you have also plans in selling the IP or making other media products out of it. I could imagine a short movie, for example, to be done like this.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the IP is strong enough to be able to hold also a movie or
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that I'm pretty sure that the possibilities are. I'm so distracted by the cat. Has the cat ever been introduced to the channel, Susie Astrid?
So this is Susie. I'm sorry. I'm actually not, because Susie is my favorite cat on the earth. This is Susie, and she's not my cat. Unfortunately, it's my neighbor's cat. But Susie does think that she lives with me, and in fact, she lives with me. Yeah. And that is actually her favorite time for some cuddling. And she likes when I sit in front of the computer and she can, like, lay here and cuddle. But what she doesn't like is when I speak during cuddle
Oh,
time. So she
you-
hates the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now she is a bit unsatisfied because she either want to go out, or she wants something to eat, or she wants to cuddle. Who knows?
Cats.
Yep. So she decided to stop it to just eat my stuff. No.
And so, to come back, as I'm not distracted anymore by Susie.
I'm so sorry. But when I put her down, she comes up again. It's like, I'm so sorry.
So I mean, how do you handle it right now with the COVID situation regarding approaching people and tell them about the game? Because there's rarely opportunity to go to any conference and win awards at this time. Or are you attending virtually like you do right now? How does this thing happen for you at the moment?
Yeah, so basically, winning awards is never the. It's not a mission anymore. It's not a destination.
Yeah,
I think Tiny Money got for me. I
yeah,
think Tiny Money got is recognition, and the thing I look for most is just ways to make it happen in the best way.
yeah,
And so I do still go to online conferences,
yeah.
and it still works. It works even better
Oh,
because you
okay.
have like everything is online. So I
Yeah,
don't have to buy a flight ticket to go to and meet publishers. I can just do it in a meet and match system.
yeah, right.
I think it's even better in this aspect.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. This is I'm spending also quite a lot of time in attending virtual conferences. It's just like that. It's a bit of. I mean, you have your day-to-day job or business that you have to do, and it's hard. I mean, to focus on just being on an event where you, like, get to know all the other people and attendees and everything. Usually, when you go to a trip and be somewhere, okay, it's expensive, yes, but then you have two days, for example, being focused on meeting people. While with the meet to match system, it's like laser focused because you only meet those people that you are signed up for to meet them. But Astrid, yes, sorry,
Yeah,
what?
I don't want to be the bad person that is always cutting in and cutting off, but time is running out a bit. So you know what? You can go on and talk for another 2 to 3 minutes, and I will let the cat out. That we can all, be in peace and aren't distracted and stuff like that.
Is there a tiny person inside of your watch that is telling you this right now, Astrid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
a little cat.
Pet the cat. No, that's what I'm. As I said before, yeah, this is one of the disadvantages. Sure, events, it's easier to attend them and to be there, but it's hard to make some random encounters, I would say, because you always have to look up into the meet to match system, who is there, who I want to meet, and then have this meeting, everything. But it's good to hear that it's working out quite well for you. So
Yeah, and I think that most of the people that I wanted to meet, I met with, and they had the time for it, and it seems that they had the full attention, and I do think it works pretty well, and I do hope that even after the corona will
yeah,
just end, so I do hope that it will continue to this kind of online conferences that at least part of it will still be available.
Okay. Last question here. Is there any opportunity? Which is the conference in Israel? Is there anyone that people from Broad should visit to get a good impression of Tel Aviv and the game scenes over there? I mean, it's difficult in these times, but maybe there are plans for the future, or there was something that is coming back.
I only know the Israel Mobile Summit. Is there another conference in Tel Aviv?
Well, I think this is the big one, but yeah, the rest of them is just smaller ones for developers, for indie developers, or just other professions from the industry. But yeah, the mobile summit is a very large one.
We need to get invited, André.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, again, I mean, I attended the mobile summit once, like
really?
2019, and it was great.
I
mean, Israel, Tel Aviv was just great, and like, the conference was also good. don't get me wrong, but it was the first time that I was actually in Tel Aviv, and I did some days vacation prior to the summit, actually, because I had so many vacation days left, so I went there a little bit early, and I just enjoyed it so much. But it was so expensive. Everything was so expensive. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know, yogurt, some yogurt with like some cereals, like $10. What the heck? Why? A beer, $10.
You have to pay extra for the sun.
You have to pay extra for the sun, yeah. But the people they were so I think vibrant is a good word to actually describe it. Everyone was so like open, welcoming. When I was just checking around and didn't know which way to, and I of course did ask people like, oh, I'm looking for this and that, and everyone was so like nice and helpful and welcoming and talkative, so chatty. Yeah, which I'm not used because I live in Bavaria, where people are only rude.
Yeah, hopefully any day in the future we can come to Israel, visit you, visit the Israel Mobile Games Summit, or what's ever going on there at this time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next time that you're coming to Israel, take a visit in the studio.
Definitely.
Go around.
Sounds amazing. Thanks a lot. Yeah, and I guess now it's slowly time then to say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me check if we have any questions missed in the chat, maybe. Nope, we didn't. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye then. Any final words? Or that always sounds so harsh, like any final words before I can to shoot you.
Like, famous last words.
Talking about German hospitality.
I've been living in Bavaria for too long now. I'm so sorry.
So no, maybe just that we're working on our new game. It's called Epic Chickens, match-3 RPG kind of game that is also made with claymation, and you should check out what we're doing at the Twitter account, Clay Play Games, and the Instagram, the same name, and see what we're doing. If you liked it so far, so we have a lot of it coming up.
I guess Astrid is just sharing the domain within the chat.
Yes, right.
It was cool. Thanks a lot for being with us, Dor. It was a real pleasure to learn more about Tiny Money as well as about the process of claymation. And all the best for the future. And hopefully we can see each other soon, not only via video, but also physically.
That would be so nice.
So nice. Thank you so much, André and Astrid. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for being with us. You're welcome. See you soon, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Ach, André.
Now I also want to model something with clay.
Really? I must admit that I hate crafting. I hate crafting. And remember the Christmas cards I did last year for the team? I guess you do, because I also sent you one, right? Yeah. It was such a pain in the ass. I hated it every second.
Beautifully handcrafted.
Beautifully handcrafted. So I know that Jerome is already ready, but I am not, because I need to quickly change some links. And in the meantime, André is just
Same here. I also need a short break. So we will be back in a few minutes, I guess.
Nope, because I
Nope.
didn't program a break button.
Okay. Which means I'm leaving you alone for a minute.
No, which means you will wait a second until I figure it out, the second link.
Okay.
And then you can leave for a minute and I can actually say hello to Jerome.
Let's see how this magic works. Isn't there any fancy button on your Elgato board, whatever?
Unfortunately not. I think I could program one, but I don't know how. I think I could ask Juliana to program me one. But you know what? Almost. I did it.
You did it.
Hi.
I did it. Hi, Jerome.
Jerome, good to see you, but now I'll be back in a minute. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know, André was just talking about me being a rude person.
That's fine. That's fine. Totally fine.
And I was just like, okay, hi, bye, I'm leaving. So you know what? That doesn't matter, because we don't need him to actually introduce you. Oopsie, yeah, you go ahead, because I think you can tell more about yourself than I can.
Probably a little, yes. So my name is Jeroen. I'm the managing director of a video game studio in Belgium called Happy Volcano. And we are working on a game called You Suck at Parking, which is sort of the most extreme parking game ever, and the only racing game where the goal is to stop.
Yep.
So yeah, that's in short who I am.
I suck at parking. I must admit I do. So maybe for our viewers out here, Jerome and Happy Volcano, or the game You Suck at Parking, was part of last year's devcom NRW Green Virtual Indie Expo. Managed it in the first try. Nice. And it was, I would say it was probably the game that stuck most in all of our heads. I mean, the title is hilarious, right? The title is hilarious, You Suck at Parking. And when there is a game that tells you that you suck at parking, you will, of course, say, I don't. I rock at parking. And I do remember that during the Indie Expo last year, as we did some Let's Plays and live Let's Plays, we actually forced Nico to do the Let's Play of You Suck at Parking, because we found it would be hilarious if, first of all, if a man does it, and second, if a person does it who even hasn't a driver license. And it's still, I think, my favorite Let's Play to watch, because Nico went crazy. He was cursing so much. He was screaming, he was yelling, and I was just like celebrating his failing moment. And then we invited you to the show, and I actually played You Suck at Parking. And yeah, then I thought it would be good, maybe while we are doing the Let's Play, I'm just going to mute myself.
You know, everybody sucks at parking. It's kind of the idea of the game, and we make it really, really hard. So you have to suck at it. Because I'm very bad at the game myself. So I think it's fun too.
That is not relieving in any kind. So you know what? Now that André is back, André, you unfortunately missed the introduction of Jerome, but we didn't talk about any business yet. Just about me sucking at parking. So you didn't miss anything. Jerome, Happy Volcano is based in Belgium, right? Mm-hmm. How many people are you?
We are at the moment, 11 and Monday 12. There's new guys starting. And we have 4 interns of those 12. So we actually, the company is with 8 and then 4 interns.
That is not so small, actually.
Yeah.
It's starting to grow a little bit, yes.
Okay. And it's not the first title that you ever made with Happy Volcano, no.
It's our our 4th title that we made ourselves, but we did a lot of work for hire as well. Yeah. But we made a game called Lava Fever in 2015, which is sort of Twitch action game on iOS. It's not on the App Store anymore because it was before like the 32 to 64 change. Anyway, and then we did a installation game called Pixel Picasso, which is a cool sort of augmented reality memory game. And then in June of last year, we released a narrative exploration game called The Almost Gone, which is a very, very dark story about a girl in sort of a limbo world between life and death, and she has to figure out why she's there. That game did pretty well. We're very happy with it. Won some awards with it. It's also commercially going great. And now working on the skate parking.
And then you really wanted to do something more funny, or after the dark story.
That's actually true. Yeah. So we've been working on the Almost Gone for I think 5 years in total. On and off, because we did lots of client work and other stuff as well. But it's such a taxing game on your sort of your mental health because it's very dark. It touches on very sensitive subjects. So we needed something lighthearted to
brighten up the mood. I could imagine.
Brighten up the mood of the studio and do something funny. Also, we found out that after 5 years that the game that we made was not so much the game that people needed in 2020. So we kind of sort of made ourselves a list of items, sort of design pillars that we wanted the new game to make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sort of one of the most important one is that it's one mechanic that you can iterate on. Like it's parking your car, but we make it progressively harder.
Yeah.
Well, that's always so. You did some market research actually. It was not just about a game that you would love to play by yourself, but you said no, we're going to figure out what's exactly the stuff that could be more successful.
It's more of like it wasn't really market research per se, but more so what kind of games are working now, and you need to be like super streamable, and it's a different world than in 2015. Because the Almost Gone is a linear story of 2 hours. You play it and it's gone, so you can't really.
So rarely any replayability.
Voila. Yeah. So and that's another one. Replayability is another one, and also that the games don't stop at release. You have to sort of keep updating them with no DLC or new content. Or so there's a lot of those kind of design pillars that we made up and we thought that could work in 2020. And probably next year or the year after, they're already not so relevant anymore. But I think for the time frame that we're working on the circuit parking, these should work.
Yeah, I guess that's an ongoing process to always keep the content you're producing up to date somehow. But I feel like this time with your design pillars, whatever they are, next to replayability and streamability or shareability, you definitely hit a nerve because everyone who sees this game and plays this game is just like, awesome stuff.
As I said, it's already the title. The title is so catchy. You know, the title is so catchy. And as I said in the beginning, if you tell someone you suck at something, that person will for sure say, I don't, and will try it by yourself. So it's like, good job, very smart.
Yes. Who came up with the title? Was it a working title or did it just magically?
No, we had a list of titles. We had a list of sort of things that were very, well, sort of more not so in your face, more friendly. But then again, it was a big discussion. So are we going to use this You Suck at Parking? Because it's also sort of calling people out. And it's maybe, it's not a bad word, but it's sort of going there. So can we do this? There was a lot of discussion, but then like we just did it. It's like, and it's a good decision because people, they don't even see a video or a GIF or whatever, but you tell them the name of the game and they're like, oh, wait, what? let me know more about this game. So in that sense, it really, really works.
Yeah, and it's actually a title that you won't forget that easily.
No, which is a good thing.
Are there any games that worked as an inspiration for You Suck at Parking? Because there are some
Yeah.
titles that came to my mind.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. So obviously, Micro Machines
Yeah.
is sort of an
Okay, yeah.
inspiration. Trackmania is inspiration, but at the same time, games like What a Golf or
Yeah, definitely.
Untitled Goose Game, those are sort of, it's a combination of like a racing game with physics stuff in there, and that sort of creates all of these situations that are unusual or funny or just plain weird, because the physics engine is just a physics engine. It does what it wants, and sort of your car goes in all directions, and then that's just so.
Just a second, Astrid. I need to add something clever on What the Golf, because What the Golf was also on my list, and I think that's one of the things that really good games have in common at this time, of using this one mechanic that it's easy to I won't say easy to understand and hard to master, but taking this one mechanic and then really freak out regarding the process, what you can do with this one mechanic. And that's what I've seen by What the Golf, and that is also that I definitely see it in You Suck at Parking. Sorry, Astrid.
I didn't have anything important to say. I just wanted to suggest, actually, that we could watch the You Suck at Parking trailer in the background.
Yeah.
While we're talking about You Suck at Parking, because I found it would make stuff more easy.
Yes, for people that have never seen the game, this is
for instance,
a good introduction.
Yeah, I thought so too. Sometimes I have quite good ideas.
Mischievous.
Yeah, you can see the Micro Machines feel and spirit is also quite.
You can also see a lot of stuff that I didn't see the last 2 days as I were playing the game, because I suck so much. Oh, I hate those exploding walls. I hate those walls. They are the worst. And I'm much better with the big trucks and big cars than the look at that.
Because actually it's sort of an illusion, because it's the same car model behind it. But people keep telling us that, I'm better with this car, or this car goes faster.
I feel better with that one.
It's the same car. It's just the model, the 3D model that changes.
I got tricked by you guys.
Isn't games all about smoke and mirrors?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know by any chance the Ouya title No Valid Parking? Have you
No Valid Parking? Yeah, somebody told me that it's sort of similar to our game, but I haven't played it. But it's been mentioned.
Oh, it was. I had a Ouya when it was, for those people, those little mobile console, however you want to call it, that you could back on Kickstarter, and I was one of those early backers, and then I had an Ouya, and it felt like those old C64 times where you just buy for a little amount of money, you get quite a lot of games that you can enjoy that only provide short-minute fun. And one of the titles was No Valid Parking, which was one of my favorite titles, where it's about the same mechanics somehow, not looking as beautiful as here, but about you trying to hit on the parking, hit the parking lot with the right amount of physics in the background.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of sort of parking games, but I think I think the combination of the physics engine and the 3D that's different than most parking games. Yeah.
So 937, sorry, 937 is one of our viewers in the chat, and he just mentioned that the soundtrack is very nice. I can confirm the soundtrack is so, like, the game sound is so relaxing. I mean, the game isn't for me. It made me very angry. No offense, but those kind of games, if I fail so hard, it makes me angry. It's not like I'm having fun with it. It makes me angry.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating from time to time. But
the sound is so relaxing.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's actually a German sound composer, Almut Schwack from Belgium.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, she's also from Berlin. So
yes. Yeah.
Nice. You know her, André?
Yeah. She's part of the Saftladen collective,
yes.
also sitting over there, which it's not that far away from our office here. Oh, cool! I didn't know that she made the sound for.
Yes, sound design and the music.
Nice.
Yeah. We're very happy to have her.
for a long time between the two of us, I always thought Almut is a dude, but it's a female first name.
Yes, yes, yes. Isn't it a German name?
Yeah,
Which
not a
one?
common one, at least.
Okay.
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's a very old name, actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
Almut.
could be.
Yeah. Almut, yeah. It's for me. It sounds like a very old name. Not. But I knew Almut before, so
Yeah. In any case,
guess what?
she
There are
has
more
one of the
persons.
top. Yeah.
Are you describing when you talk about the game? As what kind of genre would you describe You Suck at Parking? Is it like, are you telling it's a parking simulator, or is it a, I don't know, physics-based arcade
Yeah.
game, or
It's sort of a physics-based parking racing game,
okay?
but there's no real genre. And I think it takes something from the racing game, obviously, because of cars and everything, and you have to go somewhere. But then again, you have to park there and then take a new car and park in another parking spot. But yeah, I don't know. We need to come up with a cool genre.
Yeah, hopefully we see the beginning of a new genre emerging here. Interactive parking puzzles. No, it's not
Could
real.
could be.
Yeah, but
that
it's
is a
not.
nice idea.
No, there used to be some parking puzzle games that I remember where you have to slide and shift cars. I don't know what this kind of game it had a bit of the Sokoban feel, but this is definitely not a puzzle. There's too much action in it for puzzle fans.
No, and then at the same time, there is some sort of an environmental puzzling sometimes because you have to figure out how to get to certain parking spots. So there is a little bit of puzzling in it, but it's definitely not a puzzle game.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm eager to play, actually.
Yeah, I get this feeling, this vibe from you already. That you want to start the game.
Do you see that I'm getting impatient, right? Yep, I will just bring it on.
Destruction Derby Action Parking Puzzle.
DDAPP. For easy. Yes.
Come on, Astrid, let's rock at parking.
Not sure. Let me quickly check something about music. I will just turn it a little bit. That was the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's still a work in progress.
How much? What's the state of the game right now? Okay, there it says alpha gameplay, but regarding the development process, how far have you gone already? How much time do we have to wait?
So it's gonna be released probably at the end of this year, or maybe even pushed back to beginning of the next year. At the moment, we are working very hard to see if we can put in a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure when or where that's gonna be.
There's just something that reminded me of Micro Machines as well. What I really love is those playable menus when you're already able to use the mechanics to choose something within the main menu and not just like a list of bullet points where you pick like parking, driving, or whatever.
Yeah.
A cool feature.
We've got some sort of an overworld, a Mario or Zelda-like overworld with landmarks where you have to go to find the levels. And there's all kinds of shenanigans you can do it, because in the levels, if you stop your car, then you're parked. But in the overworld, you can stop your car and go to somewhere else. There's a football field where you can play some soccer. There's like secrets to be found, sort of just to give the player sort of like an education or an onboarding.
Yeah, but why do we need exploding walls? I mean, really, why does it need exploding walls? That is like...
We made them especially for you, Astrid.
Yeah, you know what? I think I would just start with a level that I already got through and where no exploding walls. Back to the island, yes.
Yes.
Screw you. And there's another thing that you can
finish this.
Yeah, but you can only drive forward, right? You cannot drive
there is no reverse mechanism.
So let's see. No. Yeah, you see, I did manage the first one. I did at least manage one of the exploding thingies. Let me try that again. I can do that. Yeah.
Actually, I would have loved to see that you finish the first level first before you do any...
That happened quite often, I must say. Okay.
Oh, shortcuts.
Oh!
Yes, this is that's one of the good things, or the things that we want the player to figure out is sort of shortcuts. And that's the first one that you can actually use. The first that's
But how?
how you have to the corner, and then you sort of. But it's a very difficult without exploding.
Which corner? I mean,
the left top corner of the ramp.
Yeah, you need to jump out of the ramp.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I see it now. I get it now. Okay. No, almost.
That's the one.
Yeah. And I really don't like the sound like. It sounds like, it.
Disappointment.
Yeah, it sounds like disappointment. You're right. Maybe I would just.
Pretty good. You're doing pretty good 360s all the time.
Yeah.
Too bad that it's not Tony Hawk what we are playing out here, but you need to talk.
Because I suck so hard at sports game. That's not, but okay, let's try that first one, because no exploding walls
Is a bit easier, yes.
Yeah, but it makes stuff a lot easier. Yeah,
Yes.
that was stupid. But I'm not.
Are you playing with a controller or with the arrow keys?
with WASD, of course, because I like a challenge,
Easier with a controller.
I bet so, but I don't have one.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah.
Okay, this is something, I take a note on this. How can it be that you're playing without a controller?
Because I don't have one. Easy as that.
Certainly.
Yeah, I gonna order one.
Yes, please.
I also need conditioner. I will do that right away when we're done with
As
it.
everyone knows and agrees, Xbox controllers are the best.
There is a big discussion in the company which controller is the best.
What is Heavy Volcano preferring?
We use both. We use Xbox and PlayStation controllers.
Okay.
But some people are very much in favor of PlayStation.
Could I actually use like my Switch controller?
I have
Like-
never tried with a Switch controller.
I mean, like that one.
What
If you
kind
can
of
plug it in.
controller is that?
But you
That
might.
is a wireless hori pad. Whatever that. I mean, I can do that. Oh, what have I done now? What?
You're in the
How,
replay editor.
why?
Ah, yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah,
So it's
what's
a
going on
replay.
there?
Yeah, so we've put it in so then that if you have like some sort of cool stunt or like an awesome parking job, that you can just make sort of a movie, turn animate the camera around, and then you can export it to a GIF or MP4 to put it on your social media. That's one of the things, like you said in the beginning,
Yeah,
for the design
shareability.
pillars, shareability. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to actually share their GIFs. But it's a work in progress.
Well,
I'm so sorry, but I suck. I really suck at parking.
It reminds me quite a lot. What I really loved about Trackmania was those 4K videos where they used to run 4,000 cars at the same time on the same track, or overlay this and doing this kind of videos. I think it's a super good idea to embrace people in sharing the content, because very often.
The corner was on the parking slot. I swear, there was one tire on the parking slot.
How was it again with muting yourself while sucking at parking?
So sorry. Do you see this? Do you see it? There. Okay, I would just.
What I see here, I mean that the most hilarious stuff with physics games is not planned. Yeah, this happens by accident, and then this. I'm pretty sure this generates an awesome amount of great situations that are great for sharing and attracting new players to it.
It's sort of the idea that it's as fun to watch people play as it is to play yourself.
Which
You
is
did
one.
it, Astrid. One more.
I did it.
20 seconds. Plenty of time.
Not like this. Give me the next car. I want the next car.
Push R and then you get the next car. That's sort of the respawn key.
Okay.
Yes, you can do it.
I can. I just...
Yeah,
9! Okay, one more try.
You actually sort of, if the timer runs out, then you have sort of the last car, and even if the timer still is on 0, you can still park that last car. We give you one last extra chance of winning. That is parked.
Parked.
Don't
First try.
celebrate too long. You need to park in the second one.
Yeah. Wait, since when are the exploding walls back? When did I go back to the exploding? Whoa.
Because
I think because you were in the replay editor and then fluked the system. Could
Yeah,
be a
but
bug.
now that I know that the walls explode, I always drive into the walls. It's like a psychological thingy. It's like, oh, I shouldn't drive there. Let's drive in there. How did I manage to get the first car around with...
Because you weren't thinking.
I weren't thinking, right? Okay. Okay.
Zen
Stop
focus.
thinking.
Yes.
Stop
Yes.
thinking.
Yes.
I can do it. I did it.
Yes.
I rocket
Congratulations.
parking.
You rocket parking, finally.
Oh, look, Mom. No boom. The level descriptions are also very funny. I saw one with, look, Mom, no hands.
We have a whole list, like a Google Docs with stupid car puns in it. So we're gonna have fun with those.
Is there another one that I could, or I mean, I know of 2 parking slots. Are there more parking slots already that I could?
Yeah, so
use?
you can't really see it in this, but there's like a little P on the left hand,
Yes.
or the right hand of your screen. So
Yes.
that's sort of a waypoint.
Ah,
which leads
there.
you to the next parking spot.
Okay. Oh, no. that happens so often.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
We need to, I'm pretty sure it would be way easier with controllers.
Yeah, definitely. We need to work on the keyboard controlling.
But it's so much fun with the keyboard, huh? And can we please note that I still managed it? Oh,
Yes.
what the heck? Are you kidding me?
I was just recently playing a pinball game that I used to play in the beginning with controls as well, with keyboard controls, and it's a nightmare because I mean keyboards only know on and off as a situation, and you don't have this analog feel in pushing the throttle or moving forward and also turning around, which is like pretty difficult then.
Yeah, definitely the controller you can give like a little bit of that's something you miss with keyboard. So we need to figure out how to sort of level those control schemes. Go ahead.
And what did you mention before? The models, the cars really don't change. I mean, it's just the model, the physics of the car that you're driving doesn't change. It's only about the
it's just the body, just the look and feel. Because we're right now working on some sort of a car customizer where you can actually put little hats on top of your car and sort of attachments and colors and all of that, just to make it more fun for players to sort of personalize their cars. It's a lot of fun.
Just to make sure, you're not planning the free-to-play revolution here with loot boxes and hats, or it's
No loot boxes.
It's going to be a premium title, but just customizable assets for your cars in form of hats.
Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
How about the, I mean, you already showed us the replay editor. What about the editor itself? Is it possible, or will it be possible in the end to build something and share tracks like the videos?
That's the idea, that we sort of have the level editor in there. It's still a work in progress, and we're not sure how we can able to share them. Because on PC you can use Steam Workshop, that's very easy, but on consoles it gets more difficult. So it might be that it ends up in the PC version, but not on consoles. That's not something we're not sure of. But yeah, it's the same one that we are using to make all these tracks.
Cool.
And the idea is to give it to the players so they can make more tracks.
Yeah. So at the moment, the lead platform, then you're developing it for PC and Steam and integrating Steamworks, I guess. But the final version, do you want? Are you also working on console versions in parallel right now, or will it be PC first and then?
It's probably gonna be PC first and then consoles, and we're even looking at mobile. But that's sort of a whole different story because then the control scheme becomes rather difficult because with touchscreens, I'm not sure if you can.
Okay, sorry.
Nine.
I didn't really get that. You also have plans for mobile adoption, you said.
Yeah, well, we're looking into it. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible because with keyboard or with a controller, it's very easy to drive, but on touchscreen, I'm not sure if we can give the same feeling. But yeah, it's definitely something that we look into because we want to obviously get gaming as many hands as possible. But yeah, to be discussed later.
What does it say on the ad? It doesn't say car face, or does it?
It says car face.
Yeah, reference. I thought, but it's really car face? No.
Yeah.
It really says car face, yeah. Look, I made a heart! How about fuel?
But you have.
I parked one. Yes, I parked one on the upper level. I parked one car. I will manage to park all three. We still have plenty of time. And if we sit here until the evening, we will sit here until I parked all three. What the heck is that now? No, are you kidding me? This is with like what? With exploding walls?
And a speed boost.
I don't think that I want that.
What you need.
Yep, I don't think that nope. Nope.
Probably need it because your fuel will run out.
Yeah, but I would never get around the corner.
Yeah, that's true. It's a matter of
fun.
Try again and fail a lot, but in the end, you'll be able to do it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is there how are your plans regarding the publishing process? Are you looking to self-publish the title? Are you looking for publishers at the moment?
It's out in the open. We are funded in that sense. We could self-publish, but at the same time, we're still open for offers. It's still also a long way, like end of this year, maybe beginning of next year before we release. So we have still time to figure out what we're gonna do exactly.
Are there? Oh, that was a nice turn. If you stick to the walls. Is there actually some public funding in Belgium?
Yes. Yeah. So we have the VAF, which is the Flemish Audiovisual Fund, which funds like movies and TV series. And since I think 10 years or something, maybe a little less, they also fund game projects.
Okay.
Which is a very good thing.
And can you talk some rough numbers here about what kind of amount of money we are talking about?
So it's the total max amount of money you could possibly get is 250k for pre-production and production together on a budget of 500k. It's always 50% of the budget.
Yeah.
They can go to 50%. And then there's another 50k that you can get for like promotional activities.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and the development funding you have to pay back. The game makes money, but the promotional budget you don't have to give.
Okay.
So it's sort of a free money to do promotional activities, which is very, very good and very welcome.
And totally agree, and especially necessary in these times because it's one thing to build a game, what everyone is doing at the moment, but it's another thing to make this game, to create some a nice donut, to make some to generate some discoverability and make yourself stand out in the stores because they are all flooded.
marketing is super important, and even just have a business sense as a studio, because obviously as a game studio you start out by wanting to make games and you don't think about the whole business aspect. It's so super important to get somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you say that, because there's always like the difficulty of being art and business at the same time when we're talking about games, and you should not neglect either of these aspects to be successful in the future. And I mean, when you're talking about running a studio now with 12 people, there are 12 people there every month who are waiting for their money to be paid. And and as far as I understood, you're doing a lot of work for hire on the side for the classical industry, I would say, then to cross-finance the development, or?
Yeah, so we used to do that. We don't actually do that anymore, because we got the VC funding.
Nice.
So that's the one of the big benefits besides the money.
Oh, come on!
Because you have the money, you don't need to do like the client work anymore. But we've done it for many years to survive.
Which is also, I guess, if you wouldn't have done that, even when we're talking about risk capital, those people who have the money, they are not as risky in giving it away as you might think, and showing that you are able as a company to excel and deliver on clients' premises is such a good thing. Definitely. And actually necessary to convince other business people to be on board.
And even for yourself as a studio, it's the client projects also bring in knowledge and bring in experience. So it's not, I need to work on this stupid client game. No, you sort of make it so that you learn yourself and make a little bit money on the side. So it's a good thing.
If you're not shaping your tools the right way by doing this, then you're not making money out of it. So that's a pretty good school of life, I would say, helping you in getting better as a studio.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So let's give Astrid a tip where the secret level is located, or is this only available after?
No, it's available. She has to go back and up.
God.
The hill.
Oh, look, there are chickens.
Yeah, you can drive over them and they bounce away.
I don't want to drive over chickens. Excuse me, what a pervert you are.
Yeah, there's even cows you can drive over. I wouldn't recommend it in the real world. I would recommend it in so you still have to go up.
More up.
More up.
Up. Is that not a song of Cardi B? A very popular one? Going up.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, press R to reset. Okay. Oh, come on.
Oh.
You can make it if you really want.
Just
you must try. You must try.
It's more torture than playing games for you, Astrid.
It's so much fun.
I'm sorry for the nightmares tonight.
No, it's good. You know what? It's good. It's still not the. It's still not.
Because you have to jump.
Ooh, it's still not the game where I suck the most.
This is still. So if you stop here at the top, there's the secret level. You can still make it. If you can jump to one of the islands to the right, then.
I guess nope.
Nope.
Oh God, here I am again. That is
the
great.
respawn system can be more helpful than this.
Oh, make speed, make speed. Yes. Made it. Yay. Unlock at 29. Yeah,
this is not a secret level.
Mm-hmm.
For those people who also want to suck the parking, the game is, you can wishlist the game right now and download the demo.
Yep, you can. Let me quickly post actually the link in our stream chat.
Yes, please.
Very good. Please wishlist the game. It's very good for us as developers if a lot of people wishlist it, because then the Steam algorithm picks you up and then shows you to more people. It's all about working the algorithm.
Yeah.
So be like Astrid, wishlist the game.
Exactly.
Can you tell us any rough wish list numbers you have so far?
I wouldn't know by heart, but I think we're well over 10,000 at the moment.
Okay.
But it's not something that I look at every day.
Yeah, but you're spending some time in this in like Steam store optimization. I mean, that's the thing people are talking about nowadays. So you are looking at opportunities to play the algorithm actually.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like you have sort of the mini image that you need to take care of. That's
So
sort of inviting image because
the
it's,
capsule.
yeah, the capsule it's shown everywhere. Your store page needs to look good with GIFs and pretty pictures, and the copy needs to be good. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done on Steam, and it's also you have to try it and then wait a week, see if it makes any impact, and then make changes and so on. So it's a very long and very tedious process.
But you are even doing like A/B testing, so you are changing minor things, coming back and everything, and see how it converts. Now this is also, I mean, on the one hand, you can see it at the industry growing up, that suddenly it's not about just making the game, but now you also have to dive into the topic of e-commerce, like all those people talking about funnels and stuff and conversion rates. It's sad to hear because it's not the basic thing that you need to do to make an awesome game, but it's definitely needed to be successful in releasing a game and make money with it.
There are too many games, so we need to take this business thing serious and put in time in the whole marketing and business, and it's super important.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, I totally agree on that. And just I mean, it's been a while since I went to a physical conference, but usually this is something that I always think like developers should please focus a bit more on the business side. It's always fun to go to this game design talks and see everyone patting his shoulders for having great ideas. But in the end, you need to be money with it. Otherwise, you have to be working for the man again and will not be able to run your own company and make great games in the future.
That's true.
I don't know. Do you have any numbers on the Steams being actually released on Steam within a month?
How many games there are?
Yeah. No. How many games being released at this time on monthly on Steam?
I think there's weekly. I think there's like between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. No, there is sort of the ICO. Wait, can look that up. I mean, I don't know by heart, but the Steam newsletter, 160 releases in last week.
Yeah.
Times 4.
You guys, I made it.
Oh. Good job. You rocket parking.
I rocket parking. I will go to the next parking slot. I will get my 28 hearts to actually play the other level.
So that's a lot of games, and on mobile it's even worse. There's like 160 games per day, I guess, and on Switch I think it's like around 50-60 games per week now, and that's up considerably from like when it was a young platform.
Right.
So yeah, there's too many things, and people only have 24 hours in a day. That doesn't change. We also have to compete with Netflix and with other like free time activities they want to do. So yeah, there's very little time. That's why everybody's got a huge Steam backlog of non-played games.
What is your I totally agree on that. What's your approach regarding games as a service? You briefly mentioned that before, that it's not about just releasing the game, making money, going over to the next game. Or are you actually taking into account what kind of features, or is there a post-release feature plan already where you are saying, okay, we are going to continue add great stuff for 6 months, or how important is that for the development process?
Yeah. So for this game, that's also one of the design pillars.
No!
Stop at the release. We, especially if we're thinking about sort of putting multiplayer in there, then you need sort of a constant new content, new levels, new new stuff in there. So it's definitely something we're looking at. We haven't figured out how yet. Maybe it's DLC, maybe it's some sort of something else. There's definitely something that needs to be like in a modern game, especially in this type of game where there's a lot of levels, but they're very small and you play them like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes per level. You need to have more content all of the time.
What's the playthrough time you are aiming at correctly? I mean, there's a good replayability value.
Yeah.
What is that?
Because there's so like I think we will have, or we're aiming at sort of 200 single player levels on release. So that'll probably take you 10 hours. But then again, every level we're thinking about having modifiers on. So maybe it's in the dark and you only have your headlights.
Oh, come on!
Or there's eyes on the road, and so you can replay the game or that same level a number of times. Also, there will be leaderboards in per level, so that also ups the replay value, because you want to better yourself, better your time, but also maybe get into the top 10 or even make it for the first place. So in this type of game, there's sort of a lot of stuff we can do to make it more replayable.
And please give a special applause to the person later on who's designing the little advertisement board. I mean,
because the Cardonnay is hilarious. Really, the Cardonnay is so good.
One of our programmers, like I said, we have a document full of these stupid puns, and it's very good at finding them. So yeah.
9. Yeah, almost is the word that I use a lot in this game.
Yeah. I feel you. I have the same. I'm very, very bad at this game as well.
Is there a shortcut or something? Maybe can I just?
We have cheat codes for developers, but it's not in the demo. I'm sorry.
Happy you.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the replay editor before. In which format? I mean, can you choose to get out a GIF or GIF or MP4, or can you choose the file format actually for the accordant, or directly share it to social media?
Yeah. So right now it's just a GIF. But we're planning on seeing if we can add like MP4 and maybe save it, or if we can do it directly to social media. That would be awesome, but I'm not sure if that's possible. That's sort of all stuff that we still need to figure out.
Yeah. Regarding the programming process, I guess, I know it's a Unity game. But besides of that, is there any middleware that you are using to make life easier for you?
Yeah, for sure. So we use a number of plugins from the asset store, like in Control, I think we use for like the controller stuff. But middleware, we use Fmod, which is an audio engine. It sort of allows us to have like dynamic music and spatially. It's much easier than it's in Unity itself.
Calming down people when they need it most.
Yeah. We should have sort of a like a puppy mode, that if you get frustrated, you can have like a hotkey, and then we see lots of cute puppies.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. You know, there is a lot of stuff I learned through last year's Indie Expo. I mean, I learned how to make a property in the UK. I didn't know about that before, thanks to a game. Then today I learned how to make a coffee in Israel. Didn't know about that before. And thanks to you guys, I learned that I totally suck at parking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Astrid, do you have a driving license?
I do.
Do you own a car?
I don't.
Okay. Whew.
And it's one of my life goals to never own a car again, actually, because I feel there is not much more useless than owning a car when you live in a city, as I do.
Yeah, true. I don't even have a driver's license.
Then you have to go.
You have to go. I'm sorry, but then you have to go. That is how we handle things here.
Again, this German hospitality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You heard this before. Talking about hospitality, how is that? How is the indie scene in Belgium? Actually, to be honest, I don't know that many developers out of Belgium.
You probably know Larian.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Baldur's Gate fame. They're the biggest studio, obviously, in Belgium and far beyond, because they have many studios all over the world. It's a growing scene. It's still very young. We think it's only the last 10 years that has really been starting. So actually, sort of the companies are getting a little bit more mature now.
Yeah.
And but we do have sort of a very good school, like Digital Arts and Entertainment is a very good game development school, which is won awards and prizes around the world for being the best game school in stuff. So it's growing, but still young, I would say.
And I'm not sure whether you mentioned before, you are based in which city?
In Leuven, which is sort of 20 minutes from Brussels, smack in the middle of Belgium.
Okay.
You might know of Stella Artois, the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
this is something.
That's my city.
Okay. Yeah. And are most of the developers then located in Brussels, or isn't that important where you are located in Belgium? Because
so we used to have an office before the whole pandemic broke out, and we still have the office, but it's already too small for us if we would go all back. Everybody's working at home, so a lot of people are working around Leuven, sort of in neighboring cities. But we have people with people in Jamaica, we have people in Berlin, we have people in Egypt. So there's a sort of, it opened our eyes that you don't have to have people in an office. You can definitely work all over the world in sort of a distributed way.
I can be a person in Jamaica as well. I need to talk with Stefan about this.
You should.
I should, because I mean, it doesn't matter where I get sunburned, right?
No, or even in Spain, then you're still on the same time zone.
No. No, that is the thing. I don't want to be in the same time zone.
But that sounds like you're not moving back to the old model of having people together in an office working on stuff, having like daily, maybe you have virtual daily stand-ups, but you don't need to have those people physically all over the place again. There are no plans for that. Wow.
No. So we asked our team what they wanted, and they still want like sort of a day in the office just to socialize, because it's easier, because otherwise it's always this, you're in a Zoom call and you see each other on video. And we do our stand-ups and our show and tells, and we do all of that in a Zoom call. But yeah, it's probably, everybody also thinks it's better for your mental health, and just you have more time when you work from home, because you don't have to go to the office and so on. So it's
all the stuff.
Yeah, and everybody's happy about it. So, but yeah, they do miss sort of we used to do like lunchtime gaming sessions. That's sort of those kind of things you do miss. So we will have an office, and people can go there whenever they want, or maybe we will have one day that we're all there. But yeah, sort of a hybrid model between an office and totally working from home will probably it after we get our jabs in the arm.
But this is also, I mean, that is something that really got pushed forward via COVID-19. If we were talking about this 2 years ago, there would have been quite a lot of people would say, no, it's not possible to run a studio if not everyone is sitting together.
I would have not allowed my team to do that. And now I see what a stupid point of view that was. Because people are much happier now, and they're working better, and they have their family life. And
what kind of tool are you using regarding communication? Just
Zoom and Slack.
Zoom and Slack. That's
and then we have for the game we have a Discord as well. But for internal use, it's Zoom and Slack. Which is a good thing, because on Discord, on Slack, it's sort of you just type a question and you don't expect an answer immediately. And sort of you get an answer whenever. It's not urgent, but if you have like an urgent thing, then you just call somebody or do a Zoom, and that's easier. for some stuff, but it's a good combination of tools, I think.
How do you handle this with cameras at home? Have you have this kind of always on camera on
No.
policy or something like
André
that?
is obsessed with a camera policy. I don't know why he is so obsessed with having a camera policy. What is wrong with you, André? Why are you so obsessed with it?
So I've heard from other studios that they do like a camera and like a mic, an always on microphone,
Yeah.
and I kind of see that work, but we've never done it.
Uh-huh.
So, but no, why would you want the camera always on? It's so tiring to always look.
I'm not meaning always on, like having Big Brother watching you. I mean when you take calls, for example.
Oh yeah, well,
And it's just no. I had this because I had a talk with the different studios, and they told me they have this policy. If there's a video call, if there's a call with someone, you have to turn the camera on. It's not about that people need to be watched all the time, but with having a pleasant conversation.
No, okay. So yeah, so we don't have a policy, but everybody does it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind if somebody just doesn't feel like it's because they had a bad hair day or whatever, and they just want to don't show themselves. That's fine for me too.
But who are you talking right now?
No, you've got a good hair day. I thought
I
we
would
already
say I got
established
a-
that.
I would say I have good hair day today.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. No.
You know what? I am totally on your side actually about that, Jerome, because I am a person that not always likes to turn on the camera because sometimes I just don't feel good, and I don't see why I should have to then. And also, I find it okay when my colleagues also not turn on the camera. So
Yeah.
I guess there is stuff.
But we are losing the personal connection here.
No, we are
Just
not.
for me, it's just like the last time I did a workshop, or I had a workshop once where there were 14 people that I had to talk to. No one turned on the camera, and I was like acting on the camera or something. And it just like feels horrible to have no connection to the person that you are talking to at all. Otherwise, I could just have done it via phone or I don't know. Clubhouse.
Yeah, but that is a different situation. That is not like, I call Nico because we need to chat and Nico has to turn on the camera. Your situation that you just described was like a workshop and stuff like that. And especially in workshops, I would say I would turn off my camera to not be a distraction.
I also would love this in a one-to-one conversation. I'm just emphasizing emphasizing the point here by talking to 40 people at the same time. But I'm happy that we have the situation here to see each other while talking to each other, because without having this kind of personal connection here, as it's mentioned in the chat, it's difficult for me to read other person's feeling, and I don't care about the hair too much. Don't get me wrong on this.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's I find it very difficult because you're not looking in each other's eyes. Because I'm looking not at the camera, but to you. So I think it's very tiring at the same time. So yes, it's good to have a connection, but I'm also fine with having it off.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to turn this into a camera, but
also in private life, I find it's now much better. But as all the pandemic started, everyone, all my friends, all my family, all of them wanted to do like video chats in the evening, and that was really hard for me because I was like, come on, people, I am video chatting already like 8 hours per day. So can I please have like a quiet minute? I don't want to have more video chats with you people in the evening. It's like, nope, thank you. I even don't want to talk to you actually. So yeah, no shaming here. No shade throwing here. No camera shaming here.
What's the best opportunity to take a look at the indie community in Belgium? What is there any event you could recommend after COVID and everything, or maybe online or something?
So there's two main conferences, I think, at least in the Flemish part, because Belgium is difficult with the French speaking and the German speaking and the French. So in the Flemish speaking part, there's two big conferences. I think it's Gameforce, which is more of a players conference.
More like Gamescom then.
More like the Gamescom, the big halls, and then there is One Up conference, which is a combination of like a real conference like we know it, like you go as a developer, but also they have like sort of the halls with all the games in it. But those are, I think, the two main ones. But it's nowhere as big as Gamescom, obviously. It's a small town.
There are also a lot of disadvantages coming in with big events. So.
Yes.
Oh, here's a question from the chat, Astrid.
Yeah, when do you plan to release your Suck at Parking?
So end of this year, maybe pushing back to beginning of next year.
Do you have any plan on?
But there is there is already like a playable demo for download for free.
If you go to Steam, yeah.
Just scroll up. There is a link that Lakeside and I already posted.
Yeah, go to Steam, wishlist, download, join the Discord, and then we keep you up to date. Because we have sort of an alpha testers program in there as well, so you can get your hands on stuff sooner, but you have to get into the Discord first. So the Discord is discord.gg/usuckatparking.
Any plan? Do you have any plans on the pricing yet?
No, not yet.
Or GG slash.
Ties into do we have a publisher or not, and there's a lot of conversation regarding that.
What was it? Discord.gg/usuckatparking. Let's see if I did it right.
Looks good. You don't suck at writing.
André.
Oh, sadly, time is running up.
Okay.
Oh, sadly for you, André.
Wait, I need to go into the basement. Well, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
It was great. And you know what? I know that I said like harsh words about the game, and yes, it makes me angry, but I would so go on and play it. I would play the demo until I mastered all the levels. I mean,
we get you a controller first. That is
we get me a controller first.
Yeah,
that sounds like a plan as well. Yeah. But I wasn't that bad for not playing with a controller. No. I mean,
definitely not.
Definitely not, right?
Yeah, thanks a lot for being with us. All the best for the future development of the game. We are curious to know how it proceeds, and eagerly waiting for the end of the year to be able to play the full version with everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
Before.
All right.
I think that pretty much is it for this week. Thank you for being with us, Jeroen. I will already say goodbye to you, but André will stay with me for another minute, André?
Yes, we'll do so.
Yes.
Right.
Bye, Jeroen.
Bye-bye.
André, I have some cat hair in my eye since, I guess, 20 minutes.
That's why you didn't excel at parking.
Yeah.
Okay, but figure it out.
Like, I want to pick my eyes so bad.
And that's even with the glasses. Okay.
That's even with the glasses.
Well, okay. I mean, that was a pretty good day. You made coffee, you parked cars so far. I think we can call it a day.
We can call it a day. Yeah, but that's totally what I would do now. I would actually just turn off the computer.
Lucky you. I will
Lucky
go
me.
back to the amazing game of Outlook.
and please play some email bingo.
Yeah. It was a pleasure again with you.
It was, right?
Yes.
And you know what? Next time, I can already say that for sure. Next time, Vertical Slice in 2 weeks, we are actually having at least one game which I don't suck with. Yes, because we're going to have Altergaze as one of our guests, which produced Hovercrease, a multiplayer shooter game, which is very funny, a lot of fun, and yeah, but it's a game that I don't suck. Tetris, yeah, you know what? Tetris is also very challenging. I don't know why you're kidding now on me, 937.
Thanks a lot for being with us.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
You're also a huge fan of the soundtrack. Yeah,
absolutely. I think Tetris has one of the most amazing sounds, actually.
Definitely.
And so catchy. I think yep. All right, let's call it a day. It was so good. Let's call it a day.
Everyone. Thanks for being with us. Tune back for Vertical Slice or the next ever show that comes up by devcom. Astrid?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a morning show tomorrow at Friday, and we're having more shows next week, and we're back with Vertical Slice in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, ich muss so dringend dieses Haus meinem Auge rausholen. Ich gehe jetzt einfach weg.
Ja, ich leg hier auch auf. Wir können nochmal telefonieren dann gerne.